long count here, trying to give a hand signal to Edelman. Takes the snap, Chiefs spring pressure. Left side throw, and it's broken up in the end zone! Broken up in the end zone! A corner route to Edelman! Knocked down by Brashad Breeland! 5 yards deep in the end zone! The Chiefs hold on downs at the 5-yard line!
That's Chiefs radio. Brashad Breeland got that left arm over the top to knock the ball away. What a flop by Julian Edelman, though, afterwards. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that is a world-class Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or whoever plays soccer nowadays flop. But you do what you can to try to draw a flag.
That's right.
It felt like the Patriots were definitely going to score. It felt like the Patriots were definitely going to win. That's what's so amazing about it. It just had that vibe. This is the Patriots, and this is what we can't get used to now. The idea that after they started 10-1 for crying out loud, with this incredible defense, and here we go, number 7, here it comes. Go ahead and start engraving it on the trophy. Not that do they engrave it on the trophy? That's the Stanley Cup. Anyway, my point is this. All of a sudden, the Patriots, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They respond to the loss to the Texans with a loss at home to the Chiefs.
Right.
And now they are on to Cincinnati. Poor Bengals next week. But what's wrong with the Patriots?
Well, I mean, the offense, you know it. You see it. I mean, it's just, there's not a great run game. There's not great weapons in the pass game. The last 2 weeks, 2 teams have figured out, hey, in big situations, let's stop Julian Edelman. Let's make sure let's see if the Patriots can beat us with somebody else, right? That game yesterday was crazy from 2 ways to me. One, the Chiefs were on the border of blowing them out at one point, where you're going, whoa, they're clearly the better team on the field. And, the Patriots in their own Patriot way, they block a punt, and all of a sudden you go, whoa, how is this a game? The Chiefs are totally in control, to the point where now you go, man, between the interception or the fumble by Travis Kelce that should have been not blown and picked up for a touchdown by Stephon Gilmore, and then the non-touchdown, called N'Keal Harry out of bounds at the 3-yard line, to where you go, man, the Patriots could have won the game somehow, some way. I mean, it really was a crazy game that way. But kudos to Kansas City, going into a tough spot and playing tough, and really relying on their defense to win the game. Their defense the last few weeks has been a lot better. That's why I picked the Chiefs to win the game. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I mean, you saw what they did to the Raiders last week. The week before that in Mexico City against the Chargers, played well there, caused turnovers, played tough. Even the Tennessee Titans game was good until the one big run by Derrick Henry and the very end of the game where Ryan Tannehill hit a few passes. But I'm encouraged by what I see from the Chiefs. I actually think they're going to be more of a pain in the butt in the playoffs this year, just because they're not just going to have to rely on Mahomes throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. They're a little more well-rounded.
And they are one of only 2 teams that has managed to beat the Ravens this year. So it'll be interesting to see if they cross paths again.
Yeah.
Patriots had a 21-game home winning streak snapped.
Wow.
They were booed off the field at halftime.
Yeah.
Look.
They're not used to seeing that.
Poor Boston fans.
I know. Yeah. We're not going to feel sorry for you,
someday
Boston fans.
Their teams will live up to their full potential.
You dominated
and they
the
can
21st century.
They can enjoy the things that other cities do, like parades and just the feeling of superiority that comes from having great local sports franchises.
Right.
One of these days, Boston, just hang in there. You'll eventually have it. Tom Brady got hit 12 times against the Texans. He got hit 6 times yesterday. His right arm was wrapped up more so than normally yesterday. And, he said it got hit and he'll be fine. And you just wonder how many of these hits he can take. He's 42 and 3 months.
It's amazing.
At some point, right? I mean, it's when Father Time wins, it comes quickly and it comes suddenly, and it doesn't have to happen at the start of a season. We just assume there's going to be a year where Tom Brady shows up, if he stays that long, and eventually doesn't have it anymore.
Right.
There's a chance he's going to lose it during.
Yeah.
And there's a chance we are seeing him losing it during. Now, nice little run from him yesterday, and for a change, it didn't look like it was in slow motion. But the hits he's taking, he's got the elbow injury, he's got the toe injury. They even right there, that throw to
they called
Edelman. That was it reminded me of the play last year against the Steelers. He's falling away.
Right. Without being hit.
Without it even being close. If we can play that again. And look, the guy's 42.
Yeah.
And he's been as courageous as any quarterback we've ever seen.
Yes.
But look at that dive.
No doubt.
How do you get what you need to get on the ball when you are worried about diving and falling out of the way because you don't want to get blown up by Frank Clark.
Listen, Mike, I've tried to say this on WEI last week on the radio. Again, Brady's still really good. Are there a few cracks in the armor right now with his game? There definitely is. Yes, I understand the unit around him is not great, and it's probably the worst group of receivers he's had in his career. But he doesn't, he does have to get some blame here, a little bit. Yes, there's moments of him being flinchy in the pocket and not hitting open receivers. You heard me say that a little last week, but still, he's still good enough and plays well enough to where if they had more help around him, they would be a much better offense. And they're really struggling on that side of the ball.
Do you realize you threw a touchdown pass, a legit touchdown pass to N'Keal Harry that was not whatsoever? And how frustrating is that?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, so, it happened, so we still had a chance and wish we could have scored there at the end.
Reporter doing what he can to get Tom Brady
trying to
stirred
get him
up. He
fired
wants to
up,
get him
right?
fined. There's a couple of bad calls that happened yesterday. The Travis Kelce fumble. Now, we've seen this before in Foxborough benefit the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Miles Jack had a touchdown that would have put Jacksonville up 17 points in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots would not have gone to Super Bowl 52. In hindsight, maybe they wish they hadn't. Then there is the N'Keal Harry touchdown that wasn't a touchdown because, and how many times are we going to see this? Well, when the official is right there. The official is right there, trained, highly compensated, right there, and misses that
It's
the
the
foot
one
didn't
behind
go out
that
of
needs to
bounds.
see it more than anything.
But they're
I
right
can't
there.
I know. I don't understand that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is an easy fix.
Right.
And I've been saying this from the moment that they made touchdowns, scoring plays automatically subject to replay review.
Right.
All you have to say for touchdowns and turnovers, yes, those plays are subject to automatic replay review. Plays that would have been touchdowns or turnovers but for the ruling on the field also should be automatically subject to replay review. That play, why is it that it's only subject to replay review if he scores a touchdown?
Right.
It should be if they got it
Well, because
wrong.
it'll mess up the flow of the game.
No,
if he did step out of bounds and then we stop and review it, we go, geez, could it have been any easier? I mean, he stepped out of bounds.
But here's the point.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick had to budget his red challenge.
Yes, he
didn't have one left.
Yes, because he made a not great challenge by challenging Sammy Watkins' first down catch.
That shouldn't be part of the game. I don't like this whole idea of I need to know how many of these red flags I'm going to save.
I get you.
For possibly getting screwed later.
It's the world
the bottom
we
line
live
is
in
a bad
now.
call.
Yes.
What's the world we live in now?
Well,
What are
we
you talking
replay
about?
everything. I don't know what to say anymore.
We either want to get it right or we don't.
I don't know. Then let's
hard
go
would it
back
be
in
to get it
history
right?
and change history too, because I would like to do that.
So
take away great plays in past history and go, if we had replay review, this team didn't win a dynasty.
So because the Pottsville Maroons won a controversial game in the 20s before the invention of the television camera, we should go back and replay that.
Yes, it's a great example of the Pottsville Maroons, but something in the 70s and 80s would have done better. But I get you nonetheless. I'm just pushing back a little.
I'm surprised you're this way, Captain Planet. Just because it's been done a certain way all these years,
right?
We shouldn't change it now.
We're changing enough. We've created a disaster by replay.
I'd like
it's
to
a disaster.
Change co-host. Can I change co-host?
No, you cannot. You're stuck.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.